Do you find it hard to manage your time? Do you want to find a way how you can structure your time during the day so you can work more effectively and efficiently? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to talk about how to manage your time through focus blocks. Hey, I'm Filip from Habit Bootcamps, and in this video I want to give you some tips about how you can manage and structure your time so you can really work deeply and get some work accomplished. Now, our current education system and working system was mostly created in a time when most of the people were manual laborers. So they kept on working 8, 9, 10 hours in a row. Now we live in 2018 and still most of the workers, they just check in at a time and check out. And most of the employers expect people to just work 7.5, 8 hours in a row and be super productive. But that is not the most productive way to work. So I'm going to show you how you can manage your time more effectively and more efficiently through something which is called focus blocks. Focus blocks is when you define a certain time during the day to work on a specific task and you work with deep focus. Research have found out that our attention starts to reduce after 10 minutes and after 90 minutes it only functions at 50%. So this whole mindset and attitude of employees and people to just work or study hours in a row doesn't really work because we can't work with full focus and full attention. We can really only work with full focus and attention about 4 to 5 hours a day. And not just in a row, but in intervals of about an hour to 90 minutes. What are the advantages of focus blocks? Well, a benefit is that you only focus on one task at a time. That is the myth of multitasking, that we think we can work on several things at the same time. But that will cost attention and focus, and research has shown that we work a lot more productively when we focus on one task at a time and we single-handedly take care of tasks. That is also something which is called Parkinson's law. And Parkinson's law says work expands to the time that we give it. So if we can do something at any minute, we will wait until the last minute to do it. So if we don't have a task or time frame, we will keep on procrastinating and postponing it. So when it's very clear what we will do and when we will do it and in how much time we will do it, we will create some pressure to finally do it and we will create a sense of urgency. So we will be much more prone to get started and finally get the task completed. Our body also works in ultradian rhythms. It are 90-minute cycles on average of light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, and then the light sleep starts again. Just as with ultradian rhythms, our body also has a certain fluctuating rhythm. So just putting in effort all the time won't let you be productive all the time. So we also have a natural rhythm of our body, when, where and how we work best deeply with full energy and full focus. So productivity is not about working all the time, it's also getting in tune with our natural rhythm of our body, of our mind, of our time management. So what you want to do during the day is to make waves. You're on and you're off and you're on again and you're off again. Intense focus and then intense recovery. When it comes to productivity, we really should be thinking in cyclical terms instead of linear terms. You want to get in touch with when, where and how you work best and then block a certain amount of time or block the time to complete a task to really make the best use of that time when you have the most momentum. So let me talk a bit about how to work in focus blocks. With focus blocks, there are two methods that you can use. One method is time blocking. Another method is task blocking. So with time blocking, you block a certain amount of time to work on a task, and after that amount of time is finished, you stop, take a break, and then you start again with a new time block. Or with a task block, you work on a task until that specific task is completed, and then you take a break. So with both the time blocking and the task blocking, you pick a task that you're going to work on. So if you want to do the time blocking, what you do is you pick a task and you pick a certain amount of time that you're going to work with full focus. So for instance, you can work for 2 hours and take half an hour break. Or you can work for an hour and take a 20-minute break. Or you can work for 50 minutes and take a 10-minute break. These are just examples. You know best what your attention span is, dependent on your life, your personality, and your lifestyle. You probably know how long you can concentrate, and it starts diminishing after a certain threshold. So if you're going to choose to work in time blocks, just choose a certain maximum amount of time that you're going to work and then take a break. Or you can choose a task blocking. You're just going to say, I'm going to work on this specific task and I'm going to stop when the specific task is finished. This will also give you a feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment because you got something done and you completed something. Now let's take a look at the 8 specific steps for focus blocks. Number 1, pick the tasks, and especially the most important tasks. If you would complete these tasks, they would really give you a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day and really feel like you're making progress. Try to do these tasks as early as possible in those focus blocks that you decide, because the most important tasks often aren't the tasks that you feel like doing or are motivated to do, and they will tax a lot of willpower, energy, focus, and attention. So try to do these as early as possible in the day and put them in the earliest focus blocks. Number 2, set a clear goal. Set a clear goal which you want to achieve in that focus block, in the day, in the week. That way you know you stay on track and you're heading in the right direction. Number 3, chunk your goal into smaller steps. So you have this bigger goal that you wish to achieve, but that shouldn't be the end point, it should be the starting point. Then you want to set up milestones and smaller steps that are the intermediate steps to reach that bigger goal, and chunk down those smaller steps into specific tasks. And what you're going to do then is do these specific tasks in your focus blocks. That way you have a roadmap to success to reach your goal. From most important tasks to specific tasks to smaller steps to milestones to goals. Number 4, put in proactive and reactive focus blocks. In the beginning of the day, we have the most willpower, focus, attention, and energy. So we really want to use this time of day to be proactive and creative. We don't want to be reactive. Often the things that we react upon are not the most important tasks, like email, social media, etc. It are the things that often distract us and overwhelm us. So in the beginning of the day, in those focus blocks, we really want to be proactive and creative. You want to do your most challenging, most important tasks as early as possible during the day without interruptions. Which brings me to number 5, remove interruptions. Make sure you can really work with full focus. That is what focus blocks are all about. So remove interruptions, being distracted by email, by social media, by colleagues, by close friends and family. Make it very clear when you can be contacted and disturbed and when you can't be. The purpose of the focus blocks is to really focus on one task that you're going to work on during a certain amount of time or until a task is completed. Without disruptions, without distractions, without interruptions. That way you can really work deeply. Productivity is not just about the quantity of time, it's also about the quality of focus. So tell people when you will be available and when you won't be available. When you have a 9 to 5 and you can be contacted during a certain time, it's better that you make it clear when you can be contacted. Once you have your focus blocks in place, you really want to protect them with vigor. You really want to put clear boundaries about when you can be contacted, when you're going to check out things that are not really productive and that makes you distracted. Which brings me to number 6, let other people access your calendar. If you put your focus blocks in your calendar and you share them with other people, they will also see when you will be working on a specific task and for what amount of time you will be working on it. That way you also have clear boundaries and they know when you take a break and when you can be contacted. Number 7, take real breaks. The purpose of focus blocks is to work deeply with full focus and attention. But when you take a break, you don't want to use your focus, willpower, and attention again to go surfing, to check email. You really want to use it to restore some attention and willpower again. So go to a different environment, step away from your screen, go outside, get some fresh air, have a chat with some people, do something nourishing. Because taking a break in front of your screen or just checking email is not taking a real break. So change your environment and get some mental space between you and your work. Don't make the assumption that doing something mindless or checking your smartphone is a real break. It's not. It's a kind of semi-work. It still demands some focus and attention. And number 8, block in some planning time. Set aside some time, set aside a focus block where you're going to plan what you're going to do the next day, the next week, maybe the next month. That way, it's already clear what you're going to work on, and you have a little bit of an idea what the tasks will be, what the smaller steps will be, what the milestones will be, and what the goals will be that you want to reach that day, that week, and that month. So this was a video about focus blocks. You can work with time blocks or you can work with task blocks. It's really useful to fluctuate between working deeply and working with full focus, and then taking a break, refreshing yourself, and then starting again with a new focus block. It's a really useful method. Check out how you work best with time or when a task is completed. Realize that we want to do the most challenging, most difficult tasks as early as possible in the day. Cater these focus blocks to your lifestyle. See what times, what moments in the day, what days of the week you work best, and really try to work as deeply as possible in that period of time or on that specific task during that time when you feel most energized. Realize it's not just about time management, it's also about energy and task management. Productivity is also about the quality of focus, so we really want to get more done in less time by using and restoring our focus wisely. Hey, it's Phil from Habit Bootcamps, and if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe and check out some more videos about how to overcome laziness, procrastination, and do more in less time.